Hello crafters, this is G's Creations and my name is Gareth. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be using quite a few items from the Pound store. I made these cards using these gift tags which are available from Poundland as gift tags obviously, but I'm using them as embellishments for cards. So here's one that I've already done, and here's another one using the snowman. Now I'm going to be using some of the Poundland Christmas paper pads, the gift tags I already mentioned, and also some of the gems that are available at the Pound store. These cards are 6x6. I've already got a couple of bases already made up. I'm also going to be using the stitched edge die set, which is available from my store. So I'm going to be using those as well, if I can get them out of the bag. This is just how I store them. They do come on a proper storage thing, just how I store mine. So I'm going to put these things out the way for a mow. I'm going to need them. First thing I'm going to do is decide on what paper I want. I think I'm going to do one. I've done the Santa Claus and I've done the snowman. I want to do either the penguin or the deer. So I need to look for a piece of paper which is going to go with those quite well. Oh, I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to take one of those sheets out, and I'm going to use this one. So, and the papers I'm using are from the Contemporary Christmas, and that's the A5 paper pad from Poundland. Next thing I'm going to do, these measure, this is an A5 size, and they measure just under 6 inches. So you're looking at, let me bring them up. That's how wide it is. So my measurements for inches are awful, I'm afraid. I really don't know inches very well at all. I'm still learning. So it's just under 15 centimeters, about 14.8 centimeters. So I'm going to make these into 4-inch squares. So I'm going to cut this into 4-inch squares. And you'll need 2 of those, and this one I'm going to make into 3-inch squares. And again, you'll need 2 of those. Okay, while I've still got this trimmer out, you put your items in, your squares. I'm just going to zoom in. Right, and you see we have a natural line where the blade has been cutting this strip here. I need to put both tips of this square on that line and then cut, just to make that into 2 triangles. So I'm going to do that with both of the 3-inch squares and both of the 4-inch squares. This doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because you will be losing some of the triangle when we do the technique that we did on this one. You will be losing some of it, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Once you've got those cut, you will then need our cutting block, or whatever die cutting machine you have. And I'm using my Cuttle Bug, and I'm going to be using an A plate, a B plate and a C plate. Now, putting 2 of your triangles together, because these dies will go through 2 pieces, I'm going to lay them down, and using one of the wavy die edging dies, Which one shall I use? I really like the one with the lots of waves in, so I'm going to use that. Now this has the stitch lines. Now you need to make sure to get the stitch lines on your item, the plain, let me show you on here, we have a stitched edge and a plain edge. Now I want this stitch edge to be on my piece of paper that's going to stay on the card, so I have mounted it so the plain edge faces me. I do hope this makes sense to you, and I do hope I'm going to get it right. Nothing worse than saying, oh, this is how you do it, then it's wrong. Right, I've got the pieces cut, and on this one here, as you can see, I put it in the wrong way, so I don't have these stitch lines, but I'm not going to stress, it's no biggie. I'm going to bring over my card bases, and I'm going to use my broken china distress ink, and I'm just going to now using the larger of the 8 pieces, we are going to adhere those into each corner of the card, and I'm simply going to do that using the art glitter glue. Now you could go around the card base and distress that as I did with the Santa Claus one, but I think I'm going to leave this one pretty much white just to give it that border. And then these pieces we're going to put on some of the foam tape. Now this is the foam tape that is stocked in my store. A link for the store will pop out now, and you can get the foam tape as well as the dies from there. Now the dies are currently out of stock when I record this video. I had 6 delivered and they sold out within 15 minutes. So I've ordered another 12 and they should be here fairly soon, I'm hoping. And then those ones we simply put on top of the Merry Christmas corners that we've just done. And what I like about this card, it's a good way for using your scraps as well. If you've got loads of scrap designer paper, this would be a great way to use all your scraps up. But I just love that overlapping kind of, you know, there's no particular pattern to it, but I just love the way it all overlaps and you get all the swirls. And I mean, this one almost looks like a star, which is great for Christmas. And I think I'm going to put the deer in there. Now this is a pack of 30 tags from the Pound store. You get 4 designs, and I thought that was great. And I love to think of other ways to use these, not just use them for tags. Obviously I've got tags now that I can use for that tag purpose, but it's nice to have them and use them for something else. Now you could easily use these as tags and then have the card to match the tag. And then you go on in there and voila. Now I'm not going to bother stamping anything inside because I don't know who I'm going to give it to yet. And my last bit of touch will be this bling, which is available from the Pound store. And I love the fact that it all comes together. My battery died, crafters, so I do apologise. I've put in another battery, so hopefully that will last us till the end. And I'm just going to put these Aurora Borealis adhesive bling just on the edges, just to give it that extra bit of dimension. You don't have to do this, but if you're going to give these cards to children over the festive period, I think they'd love it. There we go. I'll just bring over the other ones I did as well. So there's the Santa, and there's the snowman, and on the snowman I just did it to one side. So I've got 3 bits of paper. This is the backing paper, then a red, and then this one here. Now this particular paper pad was from memomadeit.com, but this paper pad and these tags and the bling are all from the Pound shop. So just another way that you can make some really nice cards very cheaply by using products from the Poundland. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now.